You've done it. You took an old EMachines, EL1200, from 2008 and got it running. Debian Linux in 2026. That is genuinely awesome. In a world where everything is designed to be thrown away, you've pulled off a digital rescue mission. And the fact that it feels great to use isn't just a feeling. It's based on some really cool technical reasons. Let's break down why this nearly 18-year-old machine feels so good on Debian. First, let's talk about the Debian magic. It's all about efficiency over bloat. Back in the day, this PC was considered glacial because it was trying to run Windows XP or Vista with a single-core AMD Athlon processor. Windows, especially older versions, is full of background noise services, telemetry, and processes that just eat up your CPU and RAM. Now, why does it feel so fast with Debian? Debian is famous for being the universal operating system because it's incredibly lean. While a system like Windows 7 might idle using a full gigabyte of RAM, a lightweight Debian setup, say with a desktop environment like XFCE or LXQT, might only use 300 to 400 megabytes. On your machine with 2 gigabytes of RAM, that leaves you a massive amount of breathing room to actually run your applications. You're not fighting the operating system. You're using the computer. Next, let's revive that single-core Athlon processor. The AMD Athlon 2650E is a low-power 15-watt chip. By today's standards, it's not a powerhouse. And yes, modern websites are incredibly heavy. But here's the secret. Linux handles something called process scheduling much better than older versions of Windows. Debian isn't fighting your processor for resources. It's working with it, efficiently scheduling tasks to get the absolute maximum juice out of that single 1.6 gigahertz core. It's about smart management, not just raw power. Then there's the NVIDIA GeForce 6150 SE graphics. Even though it's integrated graphics from nearly 2 decades ago, Linux has excellent legacy driver support for old NVIDIA hardware. Where Windows 7 struggled to render transparent windows and fancy visual effects on this chip, Debian can use modern, lightweight compositors. These make your desktop look sharp, feel snappy, and respond instantly without putting a heavy load on that old GPU. It's the difference between a stuttery, clunky interface and a smooth, fluid one. And finally, stability is king. You mentioned it, really runs great, and that is the Debian trademark. Once you set it up and configure it, it stays that way. It doesn't force updates on you that might break your system, and it doesn't get slower and more bloated over time like Windows often does. This is set it and forget it, computing at its finest, a reliable workhorse that just does its job. So, now that you've got this vintage warrior running so well, what can you actually do with it in 2026? Well, you have a few awesome options. First, it's the ultimate distraction-free writing machine. Open up a simple text editor like Gedit or Mousepad. There are no pop-ups, no notifications, no background updates. Just you, your keyboard, and your thoughts. It's pure, focused, creative work. Or how about a retro emulation station? Debian is perfect for running software like RetroArch. That old NVIDIA chip can easily handle classic games from the NEC, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and even some PlayStation 1 titles. Hook up a USB controller, and you've got an amazing console for classic gaming nights. You could also turn it into a simple file server. With that 320 gigabyte hard drive, you can set it up as a network-attached storage, or NAS. It is perfect for creating a central place on your home. Network to back up photos from your phone or important documents from your main computer. Another great use is a home dashboard. Hook it up to a spare monitor in your kitchen or office. You can have it display the weather, your personal calendar, a live news feed, or even your favorite stock tickers, 24/7. It's a low-power, always-on information hub for your home. Now for a final pro tip. If you want to make that machine feel even faster, and I mean shockingly fast look into getting it cheap, SATA SSD, you can find a small 120 or 240 gigabyte one for around $20 online. Swapping that old spinning hard drive for a solid-state drive will be the single biggest performance upgrade you can make. Boot times will drop to seconds, and applications will open instantly. It will make the 2008 EMachines feel like a brand new computer, no exaggeration. What you've done is incredible. You've taken a piece of e-waste, a budget bin PC that most people would have thrown away years ago, and turned it into a reliable, functional, and useful Linux warrior. That's a massive win for you and for sustainable tech. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more tech adventures.